Okay, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, farmers, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. My name is Teresa Mombi Mwaniki from Kenya. I'm happy to be here. And the Wambugu ambassador. And perhaps everyone may ask, what is the Wambugu? What is the Wambugu fruit? We'll take some few minutes to explain this. The historical Wambugu apple has a history from 1985, where the journey started after unsuccessful attempts to plant foreign apple varieties in Kenya. Peter Wambugu, who is my father, whom the apple is named after, grafted foreign ones from Israel and local one. The same breed has developed to very resilient to tropical diseases apple breed, with abilities to survive on harsh diseases and harsh climates. The breed has ability to produce average of 300 to 500 fruits throughout the year. That is 3 harvests per year. The breed has ability to produce an average of 300 to 500 fruits per tree throughout the year. That is 3 harvests per year. So that means that the Wambugu apple can produce a harvest of 3 harvests per year, from 300 at the maturity to 500 fruits. The breed is not labor intensive, and everyone can nurture the same even while at farm. It's with the pressure to invite everyone of you to this meeting, where all do learn from each other for the expansion of know-how in agriculture sector, mostly nurturing our fruits. Currently, Namibia may be importing fruits out of the deficit in supply versus the demand in the country. It would be the joy of us, we as the farmers, if this can be reversed. This would map the country in a more favorable situation in economy. Remember, this will add more coins in our pocket. Fruit farming has myriad benefits, and this is my joy. We as the farmers here have already identified some, thus the quest in the knowledge on how to propagate the same. Just mentioning the field, fruit has nutritional value. Nutritionists advocate 60 to 85 grams in your body of fruit uptake in an adult person per day. Let me give you that as a challenge. How many grams do you feed per day of fruits? Because nutritionists advise us on the grams that we should have every day is 60 to 85. Remember, what you feed today determines how long you are going to live. This may vary with the ages for the growing person, as the body necessity is different with stages. In our slogan, we say like an apple a day keeps a doctor away. Thank you. Fruits will always give nutrients that helps our body to benefit and have diseases resistant. Fruits are good sources of vitamin and minerals. The lavage side 2 aids the food passage in our body. Economical value. As we said, fruits will always earn a coin in our pocket. This from the micro level, either by earning the money from the sale of saving the coin from old have used by buying the same fruit in the market. Climatic benefits. Remember, fruits, trees, and all benefits associated in the trees to apply in the fruit farming. With these few remarks, we'll now focus on the topic today, which is preparing the seed and when they are alive, planting of the seeds. Your questions are welcomed, and we are going to learn together. Thank you.
Very good. So we have to start.
Now we begin, and before we begin, my regards from Wambugu apples. We have Kate. I know you know Kate. Most of them have heard about Kate, Wambugu apple. Mr. Peter Wambugu, we had a lounge. And I want to, before I forget, I want to answer your question somewhere there. She talked about the market of Wambugu apples and other fruits. But we have launched a very big market in Kenya, which we are going to bring the same in Ogwediva. We're going to be coming with people from UK, from Israel, from Poland, so that we can know how we can work with your government. We are going to bring the machines down to pack and process your fruits. So whenever you want to go to the commercial, commercial is those people who want to plant many trees and you want to export from outside. It will be very easy for you because I'll be coming to your farm. I give you the logo of Wambugu apple, I give you the card, and so you are able to, myself, I'm able to take your fruits and transport them or ship them to whatever country that we have. So it is an achievement for Namibia. We are going to be having that organization in Ogwediva, and we are going to inform you. So thank you so much.
Very good.
I want to cover. I know you're asking why I don't have files and books and notes to read, but I usually say farming is work, and farming is decent, and farming is sweet, and farming is practical. Practical is how you do things. You can be reading this thing, you can see it's written with a red, green, 280, all these things. But I know something that I know even that my dad has usually taught me, that farming is practical. As you can see in our profile, today we have a farm visit here. This is a farm visit to one of our farmers in, is it? In one of our farmer in Kenya. This is Kenya. And you can see many people believe that Kenya is so rainy. But as you can see these hose pipes, mostly will drill the water. Because everywhere climate is changing. Why? Because of what? So you find that most people it's not raining. No, most areas is not raining. As you can see here, this is our nursery. You can see from farm. This is Wambugu apple. You can see us in the farm trying to check the grafting. This is the grafting area. You can see we are untying the. I'm going to explain. I'm just going quickly, but we are supervised here. This is what we mean that by the grafting point. If you get your fruit, you'll note that there is like a scar here. This is the grafting point. So whenever I sell you, as you saw there, this is Wambugu apple. Now what my father has gone to many countries to try to get something that will give you fruit in 9 months, adapt in all climates, and adapt in all soil. So he came up with this one. We call it the Zion, the Wambugu apple. But now this one is our ordinary plants. The one you plant on the ground and they say they will take like 10 years before even getting a single fruit. So this grafting, continuing downwards, if you are not careful and there is something, remember anything grafted, it will lash. It will rush and sprout so quickly. But this one will take time. So if any leaves are coming from this place, they will overtake the Wambugu apple and now they will grow. And then after 2 years, you are calling me, Teresa, I cannot see any fruits on my fruits. Why? Because you encourage this to overtake this. But once you remove this one will sprout and it will start giving you flowers with no time. Do you get that point? This is the most important part. Because even if you buy this plant and you encourage this top to sprout, you will have already messed with your plants. So whenever you plant, keep on checking. Even for the other trees, we are selling all of them grafted trees. For all the trees that we have, check the grafting in it. Yes, ma'am?
A quick question about the grafting part, just for clarity's sake there. When grafting, say for example I have that ordinary one is that one you're having there. And now I want to maybe add or graft it with a Wambugu plant or Wambugu apple. What can you demonstrate a little bit about or how one goes on grafting?
So you maybe have the ordinary plant.
Yeah,
and you want to do the grafting.
Yes.
You are on your compound.
Yes, I have an apple tree which has lasted for maybe 7 years before I could get a single apple from it. So perhaps this is the most brilliant idea that I can perhaps go and utilize at home, but I don't know how to craft.
Okay.
Demonstrate this.
Okay, so your question is about tricky for me because you have an ordinary plant yourself. You want to craft. Remember, this is Wambugu apple. You see the Zion here. We have worked for it. We have treated it. We know what to graft to what size will come to what. So I cannot bring you the Zion from Kenya of Wambugu apple to go and graft on your own plant.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have that one we are not allowed. We have to follow every laws of the government. So I cannot come with the Zion and start to graft. Yeah, now that is where we have to send you the grafted. It is grafted and it is healed.
Matukojuza kushatu kaendepa. Yeah. Katiti mambo shihero. Ya njewa kwa mi. Osereka nje mahingire ko gushabi umutigo shebere shinashimwe ongo mapore wa. Pothia mufo kupora shike. Numu iyo kupungura. Ndio katiti. Hapo shimo pora runde. Po mo pungura runde rubele. No pi. Kamide lyayo. Numashali shebere na washinene. Benaro kushali oveshimo pungura, shimo pora na bihingiro shero shukuru. Iyo kupungura. Shebera benaro kushali opondo pana hepero opombu. Benaro shobeshwe pesa apeka shikita kwa kushali ohaka kana na ishoshi. Oshiape na poshikulia shibishimo mujireko. No rune. Momu nushawako toka ikatu vitatu kudeupalita ponambono. Oshavi dova duko kupungurire bashike getro uyo gusho hamununga isho shatola nguvu.
Okay, I hope we understood each other. Any question of the grafting? Nazari, but you can see this. You see this?
Mamu munu inambio.
Okay, you see here.
Mamu munu ko pandambo bapa kambura.
Is the grafting. So that means what is this?
Oma pururi ongo mumahi.
Is the ordinary. So anytime you see your stem is removing these things, you just remove it and throw it away.
No weshwa uto kumundo mutishima uhapa opumo fe kuporera puli. Miunga kumulise mbe pupulika ne bantu banzi. Obusha tembo gandidi no tutare. And obusha mutimbo shwa uto kumuna usha machichi ya usha pitishi. Ondalito pora. Mbopo apura pepuli owe. Nono wali fa kokushalika atutira. Menalo kushabikusha kusholo mpuro mulongo polo pomyele linga pipyo shano sha hingiro sha peno makwede tato mata na kilo wengo mapore mumulusha hingiro o season and onda he kusha there are 3 seasons that you have to
3 seasons per year
mombura hii wako toka kona hangiro.
But if you don't know how to prune, please don't. Anytime that I'm around and you need me to teach you how to prune it, I can always do that. Because maybe you might prune and damage the plant. So I'm always there for you on that.
I think her question is, in Namibia we have a seasons of pruning. So is it that winter time? Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I had pruning. You said fruiting. Okay, what we do in every country, there is that climate change.
Oshashive kaenda na mukuyanga kunango matana ukiro omunyi.
Yeah, so that climate change, the apple will shed off. It will shed off the leaves. So you. When it's so cold or so hot, it will shed off.
That climate change. mathoetu yo meeting kupepera moyo ya one ya kuma ya one uyondo always ndo kupepera ndo no kundi o mathochie chie kukutana kuwa yeah. Oh, in English. Okay. In Namibia we have 4 seasons. We have the main one is summer, which starts from October to March. Then we have a transition called autumn between summer and winter, and that's now April. And then from May to August, we have our winter. And then September we have spring, before we start with summer again.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So I believe the pruning and the leaves that are drying and what have you, normally happens during winter time, which is what did I say, May to August, or April, yeah, May to August rather, yeah.
And during that time, the tree will shed off the leaves. And then it will sprout again when it's rainy and all these things. But when it's too hot, it might shed off. But that doesn't mean it's dying. What you need to do is keep on watering it. And when it rains, dig around, put your manure, and then it will pick up.
They are fruiting during winter. They are growing during winter. So you will not be able to prune the apple tree during the winter season.
Don't interfere with the apple when it's fruiting.
Yeah.
Don't.
Please.
Just
so
let it.
It's not about pruning, it's only in winter for all trees. Like lemons, all these lemons and oranges, you can't prune them during winter either. They are all winter growing.
Yeah. That's what I say. If you are not sure of anything, just ask. Because you cannot again prune the flowers. You will destroy your flowering and all these things. But when the apple gets shape, you will not keep on pruning and no. Apple is like a mango. You don't keep on pruning and pruning. So I think we are clear on that, right? So I want to go quickly to our topics before we come to question. And now here we have the Wambugu.
Maybe you move on.
Are very cold. So is it necessary for us to cover the apple plants to protect them from the extreme cold weather during the winter, or do we just leave them exposed? Thank you.
Okay, what we say about the winter, I said apple shed off. It is shed off. So if you don't find it, okay, some people cover it with a net. You see the mosquito net and all those things. Some people cover it. But now, example, you have like 50 trees. Will you cover them? It's a lot of work. Apple will withstand that. But most of our farm, like how you have seen there, we have done the shade net on top. The shade net, I'll give you the benefits of the shade net. I believe I'll come to your question soon. Yeah. So with me here we have, I just carried this week in Wambugu we call them the rejects. But I have not brought you the rejects. I have brought you what is small in weight that can help me get through the airport. You understand those people who know the weight of the airport? Yeah. So understanding our English.
Yeah.
English.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. If you are fine, we can do English.
Yeah.
If you I'll not be quick. I'll try the simplest English. Okay. I'll not use vocabularies on all those things. Yeah. So I think we are comfortable with English. Very organic, very sweet, and very crunchy. So our topic today is apple types and climate conditions, and we talked about the types of apples that we have with us. We have 2 different types. We have the red apple. This is the red apple, and we have the pink lady. This is our pink lady apple. So these are the varieties that are doing well in both local areas, hot climates, cold climates. This is what we are introducing. The reason I don't have the green apple is because it is giving us challenges in our country. And if it's giving us challenges, I will not introduce it before I know what is right for it, right? Because I don't want the challenges still to come to you. So we say that our Wambugu apple adapt well in all climates. I have a video with me about Wambugu. Like you can see, this is the pink lady. This is in Ogwediva, in Namibia. So I know you are asking, is this doing well in Namibia? This is Ogwediva. You saw Miss Sandra here representing us. Ogwediva is a bit cool, not so hot at times, but it's doing so well. And mark you, this is not in the farm, this is in the nursery, where she is putting her nursery. And you can see in 4 months, the apple already is producing the fruits. But what we encourage is, when you get that apple giving you flowers, please don't encourage them to do that. Remove the flowers until the plant is 9 months. Yes, it is painful when I tell you to remove this fruit, break the stem, because it is not well rooted. Again, it is in the plastic bag, so we call it early pregnancy. Because this is early pregnancy, right? So don't punish the trees. The trees are also like the human being. So we talk about. Okay. This apple is what you can see here, right? Is it true? Do you know why our apples are shapeless? Because it's organic. We don't put anything to shape them and all these things. We are doing it organic. Right from where we are putting the manure, mixing the soil, water, we are doing it pure organic. That's why you can see some are circle, some are all these things, because we are doing it organic. You can never get a round apple with our Wambugu apple, or whichever shape that they give it. You know, you can see to some of the countries in their farm, all the apples are the same shape, right? Ours, we are doing it organic. We don't give these generic things to make them have different shapes. I believe I have answered your question.
It has a concern that people want to go commercial. Most of the time they want it round in a shop. Or the customers are used to the ones that are round.
Okay, mostly what we say with our commercial Wambugu apple, we want it mostly because of processing, like cedar. These people who want to buy it, mostly it's not for the shops and all these things. We are going beyond taking to our shops. We want to do apple cider. We want to do this lime and all these things, juice. It's for processing. And that's why I talked about the machine that we are going to have, so that we can get the juice, so that we can get the apple cider, things that are going to put money in our pocket. So in organic, mostly we don't look at the shapes. We just want organic. That is the best, number one qualification to get a market of the organic things, not shapes at all, right? So I believe we are okay with that. Another thing, we are okay with all the climate. I explained about the climate and the weather change and the drop off and how to do after the weather change. What to do about after maybe it is so hot and the apple have shed off the leaves. What you do is I believe you have very good goats here, right? And cattle and rabbit. Those 3 types of manure are the best that you can have. First, ignore the goat and this compost. Use rabbit manure, use goat manure and cattle manure. And again, I know I have visited most of the farms here. You have the very fine manure. That is the best manure to put to these things. If you have, in fact, the manure that you have even in Kenya, we cannot get it. You have the best manure I have ever seen. So you are sorted with manure. Yes, ma'am? Okay, the chicken manure is very good, but it's very strong. If you don't use it wisely, it will burn the roots. So please, if you are not sure about your chicken manure, please don't use it, because it will burn the roots. If you are able to get the goat manure, the cattle manure, and the rabbit manure, it is the best, because it will never burn your plants. Again, when adding your manure to your plant, you must know how to do the ratio. I'm looking for something that I can demonstrate with on how to do the manure. We call it ratio, how to measure. Because sometimes people will do that and they end up burning all the trees. And you say, no, my plants died, I did everything correct, I did this and did this. When you buy the soil, do you know the ratio of what they mixed inside? What are you buying and what are you using? Remember, you are using your money. So you must be sure wherever you buy the soil, what is the ratio? Because we usually say if this is sand or soil, it should be 2, but the manure should be 1. So if you have a bucket of manure here, you should have 2 buckets of topsoil, right? Or humus soil. Humus soil is that soil that it's on top in the forest, where the trees shed off leaves, and then the leaves become mixed with the soil, and then that is become the humus. Instead of using the word manure, because it is not manure, it is the leaves that have dropped on the forest, and then they mix with soil and give us humus soil. That is what you mix. Or wherever you go to your farm, you remove the low-kid soil, you mix it with the manure. That is what you should use. And the ratio, I say, 1 bucket of manure, 2 buckets of soil. If you use 2 buckets of soil and 2 buckets of manure, the ratio is standard. So it is going to destroy your plants. That is the first key to note when I give you these trees, right? Yeah, that is what we should do. So I want now to introduce you after I come. I don't know whether we have those pictures where I sent, I come with the trees, how to handle the trees. After we arrive from the airport or from our country, there is how we approach the trees. We have, number 1, to be inspected, which we have done that. We have treated our nursery. We have been pent in the government. My government know I'm in Kenya because I have the phytosanitary. So when I'm coming from Kenya to bring the trees, they are well treated. We have them, I want the one with bare roots. We have treated the trees. We have inspected them, and now we are coming to your country with the trees. Give me this, please. Yes, I want that one. No, please, not that one. The one we can see this. These are the trees. You can see these are the trees, and these are the roots. When we uproot, maybe we have a bag. You can see our nursery is similar to Sandra one. We have our trees in that pot. So now I'm coming to Namibia with my trees. I have uprooted them. I have the roots and the leaves. This is the rule number 1 for your country in agriculture ministry. I know I have an officer here who usually stamp my permit. I won't tell him to start, but he's here. He is aware of that. I must treat them. And I must do everything that the government wants so that I can bring those trees. So I have to treat these roots. And the trees expect the cuttings. They must have the roots. You see, they must have the roots. And then I must remove the leaves. Most people ask, why are you removing the leaves? It is because when I remove the soil, the leaves will continue eating or feeding, and there is no soil and there is no water. Why? Because they are packed in the bags and I'm traveling. So in order the tree to be dormant, you have to remove the leaves so that the plant will not continue feeding, because the roots are not feeding. Are we together? Can I repeat that? Yes. When I uproot this, I will wash them. I will wash away all the soil so that I can qualify to get in your country with the trees. My country has not permitted me to bring in soil to Namibia or to bring out soil from Kenya. So I have to wash them thoroughly. They are clean and treated. And then I have, because now you know the plant feeds through the roots. So now that means the roots cannot feed the plant. And the most thing that is able to get the food is the leaves. I'll remove the leaves so that the plant will be dormant until I arrive in Namibia. That's why I usually advise, when I come with those trees, look for a bucket of water, soak them in water. Why? So that the roots will be able to pick up the water and spread it to the roots, so that the plant can get revived again. Remember, a plant is like a human being. If you don't take care of your body, if you don't drink water, you will die. If you don't feed, you will become very pathetic, right? And filthy. So when we soak them, we mean that we are now breaking that dormancy, so that the plant will feed the water, so that it is ready to be transplanted to the bags, right? So after now the 24 hours or less than, it's not necessarily 24 hours, but we say less than 24 hours. Maybe you come to where I'm giving you the plants and you feed them in the bag, in the bucket. So that means when you get home, you're just going to put them maybe for 2 hours, because I've already done that. So when you get in your home, or in your backyard, or in your farm, you will mix the soil as I said. Remember the ratio? Put them in the plastic bag. You know the plastic bag? When you put them now, you are going to plant them. Someone asked me, can I put the tree, then add soil instead of digging around? I told them, yes, you can do that. So now when you transplant them on your bags, give me the next picture. There is a video, do you have it? I was explaining how to do it. From last, bring it to another country, because the roots are well rooted. And also you can see, for example, of what I have here. For example, we have this tree. You can see the tree is well washed and treated too, because you cannot again ship the plant when you have not treated the roots. So as you can see here, this is the root stock, and this is the grafting area. You can see the grafting point is well healed. That means when you ship the tree, it will not cut or break or die, because it is well healed. Like this. After digging a hole in the center like this, you will come, after now soaking your plant, you will plant it like this. And let me show you plant. You will plant your plant like this. Ensure that the roots are deep down, so that the plant can be found like this. And then ensure, you see now, like now how I've done my plant, I've left some roots here. Make sure you dig deep inside the bag, so that all the roots will be covered. And then you mulch, if you have to mulch, roots, right? You should not make that mistake. That's why I say, if you are not able to dig your nails deep, just pour the soil, put the tree first, then add soil. Because when you leave the roots exposed, they will get burned by the sun and the tree will die. So most of the mistakes, the small mistakes we do, they affect what we have got, and then later you realize something happened to my tree and you don't know what happened. The next thing, when I give you the trees, these trees, carry them with care, wrap them, come with something to carry them. Remember, it's like a human being. When you are going under the sun, you feel you are burning, right? You need water, you are thirsty. The same thing with the plants. Don't just take the trees and go and put them there and you continue with your businesses. Please handle them with care. Are we together up to that point? Yeah, those were the most key things to do in every plant that you have to plant. You must take care, you look at those points. So the other thing, it's how to intercrop. I believe maybe you are doing farming of apple, of oranges, of dragon, of peaches, of sweet potatoes, of pears, of avocados. You ask yourself, what will be in the middle? What will I do? You can intercrop dragon, sweet potatoes, watermelon. The only thing that you cannot intercrop, which mostly destroy our plants, it's maize. You have to keep them apart. Why? I'm going to tell you the reason. When the pollination of the plant is taking place, it releases poisonous things that affect the plant, especially the food or the tree, the fruit trees. So whenever you mix them on in between, like in our country, we produce a lot of maize. Here, I know you have not gotten, but I know you are coming there. Please don't be tempted to plant your maize in between. If, for example, you want to do mulching and you are tired of keeping on adding glass, this glass, number one, use beans. Beans, what you do, you put, I don't know whether I have that picture, the apple tree or any other tree, you plant the beans around. For what? What? Mulching. Another thing that beans give the plant? Good. Moisture and nitrogen. Those three things, don't forget. The plant is able to, the bean is able to give the apple tree or whatever plant, fruit that you have planted, nitrogen, moisture, and that is what we do there, mulching. So that is the best thing that you can intercrop or you can mulch with. Another thing, I'm coming with sweet potatoes. You can plant in between. You can plant oranges. You can intercrop all these plants. So you don't have to keep on planting apples alone and you say that is a wasted land only for no. You have to keep on intercropping those things. Intercropping. And I believe soon we will come with a way of bringing these things that we have to eat. Now I have the sweet potatoes which are doing very good. It's just for season. And remember, with the sweet potatoes, you just need manure and soil. Another thing, I come to our bodies. These breads that we are eating every morning, this cheese and all these things, sausages, they are good, yes. But make sure you look at what you are feeding your body and your kids, right? Yeah, especially for these, our mothers. You have to eat bananas in the morning. Even yourself, you have to eat sweet potatoes in the morning. Men, please, don't eat these things that we women are giving you. Encourage your wives to plant sweet potatoes, arrowroots. These are the things that we should feed in the morning. So I think intercropping, we are there. It's only maize that you cannot intercrop with. So any other thing, you just leave space in between. Don't interfere with your fruit plants, and then you continue, right? Are we okay up to there? Yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about is apple management. Apple management. When I talk about apple management, I'm calling it apple because we are under apple, but it is even these big plants like oranges. You have to leave the space in between. I know here we have farmers of apples who have done it. Which method did we see that we should use? How long between one plant to another? Who knows? Spacing. 60? 3? 3 by 3 meters. So, for example, this is my apple, right? This is my orange, this is my macadamia, this is my mango, this is my dragon, whatever I have. It should be 3 meters from here. I believe this is almost 3 meters up to that line. So it should be well on a straight line. Understood? Not one here, the other one there, vertically, horizontally, no. Be smart in your farm. When you are smart in your farm, even if you have like 500 trees, I'm able to get that down and come and take a video of your farm and put you in the news. Because you are well and smart. There is what we call smart farming. So please, whenever you do your thing, if 1 meter is there, the 3 meters should be somewhere there. Put it on a straight line, the straight line this way, and a straight line that way, so that your lad will be smart. You are also able to get inside, looking at your plants, because there is nothing that is hindering you. If you have to, maybe the apple is here, and you want to do the sweet potatoes between this apple and this apple, you are just going to raise your soil here, mix with manure, and then put sweet potatoes on top. So here you will have a line of sweet potatoes, you'll have a line of beans, you'll have a line of potatoes, you'll have a line of, what do we call them? What else can we interclove? Watermelon. Yes, all those things you are going to have them in between your apples. Or maybe you have done apples here, you have done oranges here. You have done apples there. That is what we are saying, how to work smart on them. Or how to manage them. Right? Another thing of management is you, yourself. Maybe today now I'm working in Windhoek and I have a farm in Rundu or I have a farm in Ogwediva. Please make sure your farm is well managed because you used your coin. That's why I said it's not a phone call away. You can, yes, do a phone call, but you have to keep on visiting the farm. What do you need? You need trips, you need button trips. Maybe the farm managers are not aware of what to use. Let them ask you questions and let you be there physically. At a time, maybe you can go twice a week, twice a month or once a month, right? This call away, it's spoiling almost everything. So you have to be there in person too, yes? Okay, yes? Sorry. Okay, what we do is drip lines. In the meeting that we are going to come in Ogwediva, we are going to come with our expert of the dripping, and I know we will know how, because I understand here you don't have too much drip line. But in between the apples, we do the drip line. Just next to the apple, there will be a button. They have measured according to our centimeter. So they'll have the drip here, where the apple is. The apple is supposed to give that plant water. But now again, when you are doing the irrigation, there is something we call the sprinkler. Do you know it? We call it the sprinkler. You can put one shooter here. There is a shooter that can even shoot a whole acre. But what matters is the water that you are using, right? So there is many methods there is someone else who will not get these things, but you have workers who can be pouring, putting the pipes and pouring that water in your plants. So it depends on your pocket. What are you able to get for that time before you increase the piping and all these things? So start small, start wherever you have to start until you get there. So you have to do the piping, you have to make sure your plants need water, have water every time. Another thing about management is we get challenges on the birds. We say the birds, we have to get the graduation. Do you do graduations here? I believe people do graduations here. There is these things that we tie on our neck, the shiny things. Do you know them? Yes, you know them. Those things, whenever your plant is giving you flowers, you graduate the plant. When you graduate the plant, I mean you put that thing around that plant. And then now the birds, they are our enemies. Remember in fruit farming we have two enemies. We have the birds and... No, we have the birds and people, yourself. We are our own enemies, and birds too. You don't have to kill the bird. You have to put that graduation thing. And then now you see it is raining. Like now I have someone who is doing camera. If I look direct to that phone, my eyes will be irritated. That's what happened to the bird. The bird will come on your tree and getting that reflection, the birds will go blind for a minute and then the bird disappear. That's how we do the scaring away, right? Yeah, that's how we do it. So in any other thing like monkeys, I don't know, you don't think you have the monkeys in the farm. You have them. You do the scare away. You know the thing that you plant in the farm. It's called the scare away. Just something like a human being and the monkeys will go. Or you can fence the farm. Why? Because of the people. Remember your neighbors will, if they see, for example myself, if I see this apple growing in your farm and the plant have like 100, I'll be tempted to steal, right? So fence your farm. You can start retro and fence your farm, right? Yeah, those are the key things that I wanted us to note. The most important thing here, I have pest and disease control. Pest and disease control. The first thing you do when you are planting or transplanting your plant, make sure after digging the hole, now you want to plant your seed, make sure there is no insect. Okay? Because at some point we just go and find these termites. They are building somewhere there, and you are doing your hole somewhere here. Make sure around there is no termites. And if your farm has termites, go to the agrovet and get the available whatever to kill the termites, so that the termites will not feed on your roots, okay? So whenever you are digging the holes, make sure there is no termites allowed. So any other thing that to control the pests and all these things, we do it organic. And I want to give you 3 things that you should do with organic. There is one here from Jesse. I hope he'll come around. I'll explain that one with him. But there is one, rabbit urine. You know the rabbit urine? Do you have rabbits here? Yes, I know you do. So when you have rabbit, don't just spread them on the ground. Build something. Then after building it, there is somehow the rabbit sleeps on top. You just put something, the rabbits are sleeping on the top. They will urinate. Fetch that urine into a tunnel, and then it will get to your bucket. That urine, you will use it to spray on your plants. Whenever you see anything on your plants, that is how we do organic way. You spray them. You can use the small thing that they use when they are getting shipped. Just sprinkle on that plant. So urine is number 1 organic method. Fish is number 2 organic method. If you have a fish pond, yes? Yeah, the dilution ratio of urine. I know everyone is eagerly waiting to get it. I don't know how we dilute it. I don't know which chemicals you have here for diluting, but you can rather use even water to dilute it. But there is what we are supposed to use. I don't know which, I'm not sure which you should use here, but I'll know, and I'll put awareness in the group, because I'll have to visit the agrovet, right? But I'm giving you the first organic, it's urine. I'll make sure I go to the agrovet here, because again, I cannot tell you what we use in Kenya, it's not here, right? So I'll make sure I put awareness in all the groups and the ratio and everything, all the statistics. So one thing is urine, rabbit urine. The second one is fish water, the fish pond water. You know, you cannot have a fish pond and the water stays there for 2 months, right? You have to keep on changing water. Now this water, don't just throw it away. Even if you are not doing apple, even if you are doing maize or anything, this is very important for the plants. So don't throw it away. It is very useful. The third thing we have also is wood ash. Do you know wood ash? Wood ash is the fireplace. You know the fireplace where we burn maize and cook? That wood ash is very important. You just pick and pour on your plant. Even in maize, all these plants, you have to pour it. It kills these termites. It kills every poisonous thing that is trying to damage the plant. Are we together? So whenever you go to your village, or you are in the village, or your mom is in the village, please tell them not to waste that ash when they are sweeping. They should not use it to sweep. Our place, we use it to sweep and to cement these walls in the villages. It is very important. Wood ash is very important even in your farm. Please use it. The next thing that we have to do is, yes? Sorry? No, you take the wood ash like 2 scoops of my hands and put around around. Just the way you do manure. Just put around and leave it. You don't need to sprinkle it around. Just put it on the top, on the bottom, sorry. Just around the plant. Then it will work by itself, okay? Then the third thing is the manure that we use. That is also organic because it comes from direct our cattle and our sheep, and it is well compost manure. Remember the well compost manure we say it's 61 days. Okay? Don't go and buy manure and you don't know how long it has been there. It should be from 61 days and above. Less than 61 days, it is not well composed and it will burn your roots. Are we together? Because if it is not well composed, it will start burning the roots and the trees will die. So make sure your manure is well composed, it's very fine. Like here, I know you have good manure. In fact, you have the best manure that I know. So thank you. The last thing that they asked me is why apple farming? Why apple farming? Because apple farming is not labor intensive. You will not keep on, it's like maize, you have to plant this month and then after 3 months you do away with maize, like pineapples. You know, a farm that you are doing pineapples, you cannot use it for something else. Is it true? Because the chemicals we use in pineapples are so strong for our lands, they destroy our lands. And these fertilizers, don't fall victim of a country like Kenya. I'll not lie to you. We might have many things, but we have the pathetic lands ever. Because we have spoiled them with fertilizers. Please don't fall victims of this. You have good soil, you have good lands. Please don't put fertilizers and fertilizers. Use manure. It is the best. Don't be on in a quick. Like now in Kenya we have pineapples, we have maize, we have rice, and people are using a lot of fertilizers. But let me tell you, in years to come, you might even overtake us in farming. Because we are spoiling our lands with fertilizer. Fertilizer is not bad, but it is spoiling our lands. So please take care. Do organic. You have a lot of cattle. That manure, it's what you are going to put it on the farm. For example, maybe you sense that your apple is well fed with manure. You see the spaces that I said that you leave. Just come pour manure. The roots will come up to here. They will feed that manure. So make sure you are, at times I say, like my father, if you come to my farm, I believe we have a video and I'll come to it of Frederick from Namibia who visited Kenya last month. You saw Frederick. He sent me the apologies, he is at work. But he came, he can attest to it. Whenever you come to our farm, you step on it. It's like spongy. Do you know why it's spongy? Because we have used a lot of manure. This manure that you are wasting around, just go pour it on your land. And now the land will become so fertile that anything you drop on the ground, you'll just need water and it is sprout. Okay? So let us use very good use of manure and stop using these chemicals that we have. All right? Yeah, I believe we are done with that, and we will come to granting. I want to take questions now.
Come
to question, there is always that time I give 5 people to crunch my apple. I want just 5 of you to come and crunch my apple and give feedback to these people. Just 5 and we are done. Come with a bottle of water because you must wash your hands and your apple. I want them to attest if the apple is sweet, crunchy, and organic, right? Please, you are the one to witness if the apple is sweet, crunchy, and organic. Maybe you will have to bite once and give the rest. These were Wambugu apple all the way from Kenya. Yeah, very organic, very sweet, very crunchy, and very juicy. Just hold on. Yeah, we don't even, we do like this. Yeah, it's organic. I know they cannot be enough for every one of us, but maybe they are going to bite to tell me whether the apple is juicy, whether it's crunchy, and whether it's sweet. Yes. Yes. We have, yeah, it's okay. Just crunch fast and then you cut to your friends. Remember, we are all brothers and sisters. Okay, then let's crunch too. That is what I want to witness. At least we can crunch too. But we have enough there. Are you ready to taste the sweetness? Yeah. Please continue. You can see it is dropping that juice. That is what we want in organic apples. You don't have to force the juice to come. It is dropping by itself. And this is very nutritious and very organic. So please don't enjoy all of it. You can go give the person you are sitting next to. So before that, is the apple juicy? Is the apple crunchy? Yeah. So that is Wambugu apple for you. And I believe we will eat the apple. So please don't bite again. Just go and share a little and give your neighbor. Don't eat all of it now. So as we continue, I can now begin taking questions.
Yeah, I just want to find out that you talk about what the PA, what about the PA and avocado? Also used to blend the steak, or is it different?
Okay, I said for the pears, everything that I come with, expect dragon fruit and sweet potatoes. We use the same method. Yeah, sweet potatoes, remember we said you raise the soil, mix the soil with manure, then put your sweet potatoes. For the dragon, we said don't dig a hole. When you dig a hole, you dig. I don't know whether they'll give me the dragon, but let's assume this is the dragon fruit. You just dig a hole. Put a very strong post. Bury the post after putting the manure and soil, just the normal hole. Then bury that post. We assume this is the post. And we have manure and soil. We have dug the hole and we have put inside the soil and manure together. This is the post. We put the post until it is firm. Then come with the dragon fruit. It is always small. Now assuming this is the dragon fruit, you just push the soil a bit and plant it. Then you tie it against the post. As it continue growing, you continue tying it. You continue tying it. Then where the post is, maybe the post is here from there. You have to put a tire. Do you know the tires that we use for motorcycle? Here you don't have motorcycles, but you have the cars. You can cut that tire because it's too big. You put it here. When you put it here, it has a round shape. But in order for it to be supported, you have to put something like a tiba here. So it will be this way and this way. A tiba across and a tiba across on that ring. So you will find that you have left spaces, 4 spaces here. That dragon fruit will give you stems. It is going to sprout and sprout and sprout. So the most important thing is support the dragon fruit. Keep on tying it until it grows. Okay? Yeah.
I want to get a male question.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My question is the time of watering. What is we know that the watering time is usually from morning time and before the sunset. So which one is the right time to water?
Okay, the right time to water is usually early in the morning and late at night. But if you suspect that it is too cold, please do it at night. Okay? Don't water. But now if you are having the drip from in the morning to 10, you can do the dripping. Right? A time like now, it's not advisable to do the watering because you are just feeding the sun with your own water. So do it early in the morning and late in the evening. Okay? He asked how many liters. Maybe for an apple, it will need more water than the other plants. And even when I was not married, I could go use my own money, rent a farm worth 26 7,000 Namibia dollar myself and do farming. Why? Because my mom trained me to do that. Please, let's teach our children, not only the collar job. Because now I'm in Namibia, right? My children are in Kenya right now. But they know and they understand. My first one is 5 years. But anytime we go to the village, he knows what to do in the morning. He knows where the taps are to open the drips and the plants will be fed. He knows, Mom, this plant is withering. Yes. So let's train our children, please. It will start with you. If it starts with you, it will go to the whole community. Like now, for example, when I came to Namibia, I know most of people know how tough it was. What if I was after money? Do anyone understand what happened when I came to Namibia? It was tough. I slept in cell for 3 days. I had money in my country, I had family in my country, but there is what I have in my heart. If I was out after money, I could not come back to Namibia. I could go to another country. But I know what I'm taught. I know what I carry. Please, I want you to give this love to your children, to your friends, to your children. Leave a legacy that your children will eat. Like now, during the lunch, I could look at our dad and my eyes were weeping. Because he bought lands. He could come from far and go to far places where they had said this place cannot give you anything. He could buy lands even before knowing who we are going to be in the future. We met him, bought lands already. He could say this belong to Martin, this belong to Kate, this belong to Sammy. Start from there, allocate them, call them at home, call your children at home and tell them this portion of land is yours. It should not be idle. Look for what you are going to start farming here. That is the way we are going to create. Like now, for example, let me ask you a question. What if COVID did not end? What if it continued? And you are getting your fruits or your food from somewhere and the boundaries are locked. In the supermarket, we don't have anything to eat because you don't have seeds even in your garden. What will happen to your children? You will watch them sleeping hungry every day. And hunger is killing. Thirst is killing. Please plant forest trees. Whenever we come with, like now I came with seeds that I have distributed to someone. I told them, nurse these trees. Whenever someone is coming for the trees, fruit trees, give them one plant too for the forest trees. Because these things will attract rain. It is very dangerous for a country that is not having food. That you can wake up in the morning and you go and harvest your sweet potatoes and boil. And harvest your maize and put in the garden, not even to eat. You don't have portion meal or anything to get flour. Please, let's awake. Let's be alert. Times are bad. Things are getting to worse. People in Kenya are dying because of drought and hunger. And we are farming. We are producing a lot of food. I asked you a question. What if COVID is still here today with us? Where could you be? Where could you be buying? You know, when COVID was there, all these government offices, they closed, right? I think the only thing was learning is the hospitals and the police stations. Anybody else was told, stay at home. You are lucky because the population is not big. But even the supermarket in our country, we were told it's only 2 hours per day. And it's only 20 people per an hour. And you see we have a population of 48 million in our country. You are lucky to have a population of 2 million, but at the same time you have to increase it. Yes. So please, before you increase it, as you increase it, plant something on the soil. Because God is so kind, He gave us soil, He gave you big lands. You people have big lands. You talk of hectares, we talk of acres. Acres compared to hectares is something very significant. Please, let's do this. Together we can. Even if you call me and you are doing something else like spinach or tomatoes and ask me, Teresa, which seed can I'll be honest, I'll tell you. Because I'm not after money, I'm our generation, Africa, these people who are white people, they are very good, but they have money. They own a lot of big things and whatever. And coming into this land and buying acres of land and start farming for their own benefit is a twinkle of an eye. Africa, let's wake up. Let's do this, okay? And sorry for my friends there. I want to awaken these people. Any other question? Have you gotten the apples?
After you plant the plant in the plastic bag, is there a specific time that you have to wait before you transplant the land? And what conditions should you keep it in? Say maybe I buy the plant here, I plant it here in Wambugu, and I live very far, and maybe I'm traveling at a later stage. What specific conditions should I keep that plant in just to make sure that it doesn't die?
Okay.
Thank you.
And it is all the way, I believe it's 72 kilometers from Ogwediva, right? Am I correct? 72 kilos. 11. 72 is Oghanja. Okay. Ogwediva is 1,000 kilometers. But the tree came from Ogwediva. So there is nothing that will limit you because you are in Wambugu to do the tree nursing. After they are this size, maybe 4 weeks, 4 months or 3 months, you can transport them well to your area or to your region and go and transplant them, right? After now nursing them, they are very strong, they cannot die. You just now carry them with your baki or whatever you are going to use them very well and take them to Ogwediva, Rundu, Katima, and all these things. Sawa. Sawa means okay. Sawa. You say sawa. When I say sawa, I ask you okay, you say okay. Sawa. Flowers up to 9 months. Now after 9 months, it will start giving you heavily flowers. And because it is the first time, it might shed off few flowers, leaving at around 20 apples. At 1 year, because after now 9 months of flowering, you wait for 3 months to give you the fruit. So maybe for a start, the first question you ask is around 20 apples per plant, the first harvest. Now the second harvest, it will continue giving you more branches, maturing. At the same time, you are giving it enough manure and water, remember. So after now 1-2 years, we call it maturity season at 2 years. Because now it is able to hold a lot of branches. And now that's where I said it is 300 fruits to 500 fruits, depending on how you are feeding your plant. So the maturity is 2 years, from 300 fruits to 500 fruits, according to how you feed it. And then it will give you 3 harvests per year. Whatever the condition of the climate changes, apples or Wambugu apple should give you at least 3 harvests. Yes, at least 3 harvests. Not once like mango, December, or Christmas, or December. It is 3 harvests per year. Okay? Yes. Now, which month depends on when it started fruiting. Now, after it started fruiting, every time you harvest, every time you do the harvesting, or every time you do the pruning, remember, if this is the plant, like this is your plant, this is the ground, you can measure like up to there. Dig around, make sure you don't damage the roots. Put your manure away. Don't come and put manure here, because you want it to feed, it might burn. Just a small space. Then a circumference or around, dig around. Be very sure not to damage the roots. Then put your manure and bury the manure. Then water. Every time you prune or every time you harvest. Or after every 3 months after planting. Okay? Yeah. advise you that if, for example, I came yesterday myself and you are traveling today, I'll advise you that, but I'll also advise you on how to carry them. Like now, for example, these, allow me to use these trees, please. I'll just need the oranges. Okay. For example, now I come to Namibia today, and yourself you will call me on Monday, you want to pick your trees. What do you expect? The trees are not feeding, they are in a dormancy, whatever. Even if you go and plant these trees, the chances of survival is very low. That's why we keep preparing you. We are coming, prepare. So that anytime I tell you I'm here, it takes only 3 days. Remember we say 24 hours. It takes 3 days to do the distribution and put your plants on the ground. So if you know that you are going to send them to Katima, to whatever, wherever you have to send them, please collect the first, second, and the third day of my arrival. I might be busy answering questions, but always I give you the location of the place I am. So even if I don't take the come there, let's see how you will get them when you are there, right? Because now these plants are not feeding. They are in a dormancy stage. Now the trees, the roots will start becoming weak and weak and weak. Until when you go and transplant it, the chances of its survival is very low. Again, when you are sending them to wherever you are going to send them, or when you come to pick, look a bag like this one. Please, men, forgive me for this, but let us steal your socks. Yes, because the socks will be able to wrap them. Or a towel, you put water in that towel and wrap the roots. Then you put them in your plastic. That plant can go, because we usually send into other countries like United States for a week before it gets into that country. And the tree is fresh. Why? Because there is moisture all around. Again, if you don't have the socks, you don't have the towel, come with a tissue paper. It's only 20 bob Kenya shillings, or how much in Namibia now, I don't know. Yes, a tissue paper. Come and wet the paper, or come with a bottle of water. Come and wet the roots with the tissue paper, then put in your plastic bags. Don't just come standing and you expect you are going to carry the trees this way. My friend, you are walking under the sun. The trees will burn. The roots will burn. We don't expose the roots, okay? Are we together? So if you are going to send them somewhere, please come with something to wrap them. That towel or that socks or those tissue, we are going to wet them. And then tie around. It will give moisture and the plant will continue feeding or feel the warmth. I think I answered your question now. So if you know you are going to send them, please come with a package of how to pack them. I'll show you how to pack them, then send them. Okay? Yes?
We ourselves make use of composting practices. So we will take the manure and process it, and we will basically have the finished product within 18 days. Would you recommend using that? And then secondly, we recently got introduced to a method called a Ellen White method, where you dig a hole 1 meter by 1 meter and 1 meter deep, and introduce organic matter into that hole. And then at the top, you reintroduce that topsoil that you removed from that hole. Would you say in a desert area like Swakopmund or Wolfish Bay or Hentis Bay, that method would be beneficial? Because if you go and plant it directly, that soil is so thirsty, whatever water you introduce into it, it just gets sucked up. And our salinity that side is also very high. So for soil that is very poor, would you say reintroducing the organic matter into that system would be beneficial?
Right? Because at times you don't have goats and cattle and all these things. So you dig that hole and start processing your own manure, right? That's what you're saying. So that is the best. So don't say you don't have cattle or money to buy. You can be using your vegetables, the bad things that you are not using in the kitchen. You see the way we cut sukuma wiki or case, those things you put in that compost pit, they become manure. They become very good manure. So that is one of the organic way that he's trying to mention. So thank you, sir, for that. That is a very good manure. So I encourage it 100%. Thank you. Any other question?
Yes, thank you.
At our normal prices.
Which is?
$160 for the apples, $160 Namibia dollar for the dragon, $80 for pear, $160 for peach, $80 for grapes, $100 for bananas. What else do we have? Sweet potatoes, one bunch. We have the rooted sweet potato, very small but very quick to adapt in every climate. It's one batch, 12 pieces for 80 Namibia dollar. So the people there outside, they are so genuine, they give you the prices. Only for the one in the bags. Because again, remember, this person who have put the plants in the bags and is reselling, he has used his time, his water, soil, manure. So he's giving you at 250 Namibia dollar. Yes. But now when you take at a wholesale price that is from 5 and above, you'll get it at 220 Namibia dollar. That is, again, I don't want to become so selfish because there are some people who need money in their pocket. And you know how to do this well. So if you know how to do this well, you nurse them, please nurse them. But don't sell at a very high price. Let's sell at a very standard price. Don't come and sell to me 4,000 for one plant and I sold to you at 160. Do with the salty water, for example, you have maybe a dark borehole. Is it from the borehole? It's from the borehole. So I believe that that white thing, is it damaging the plants?
Yes, it does. Because you'd also notice that plants grow at a very slow pace. Yes.
Okay, if it is damaged,
it's the only place where we get water from. We only get water from boreholes.
And it is from the hole, borehole.
Yes.
Okay, you know, every time that you are doing the borehole, we have the meters that you're supposed to dig the borehole. So any expert who is giving you who is drilling the borehole will advise you on the water that is supposed to be used, because not all water can be used in farming. At times, like in Laikipia, we do the salty water, but it is not damaging. Maybe the pH of the salt is very high, so I would advise if it is damaging the roots, please, you don't have to use it. You just don't have to use it.
What do I use? Because like it's
you will use maybe. Did you treat the water?
The borehole was there because it's a government borehole, so it's the only source.
Maybe is it contaminated or per one post of dragon is 3? That's what we call one. So whenever you are buying one dragon, make sure you add others too, right? But for apples, you need at least 3 to 5 if you are doing the minimum. At least 5. But for other like pears can do alone, mangoes can do alone, right? Nakis can do alone, yes. But now for apples, we need that warmth with them so that they can produce very well. Avocados you can do. Okay, most of you don't have to do 1. Do 2. Yes, do 2. At least 2. Yes, don't do 1. When it is nakis, don't write I need 1. Do 2, right?
Perhaps my first and only question, how deep?
Start here, you use centimeter, right? You don't use feet. You use centimeters. So that is 60 centimeter deep, 60 centimeter wide, and 60 centimeter around. 60 centimeter deep. The 60 is 1 foot. Is the end of the Ura. So 60 by 3, 60, 120. So that is 240. 60 times 3 is 120. So that is 120, because it's 3 feet deep. So 120 centimeter deep, 120 centimeter around this surface, around, and 120 centimeter on top. Make sure it is 60, 60, 60. And then now the spacing should be 2.5 feet or 3 feet. That is, you can even use your step. That is, we say 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet. So from one plant to the other, it's up to here. So you can use your feet. It's not an must you go with the feet and start doing it on the farm. You can use it using your. So 120 deep, 120 centimeters. So those are 3 rollers. It will be able to accommodate your manure and your soil together, because that plant needs to dig deep and feed well. So 3 rulers, that is 120. Deep, round and wide. Oh, the ruler is 30 centimeters, right? So you know why I'm saying 3 rulers? Because most of your soil is rocky. You don't have to dig so deep for these plants. These plants are not ordinary plants. They are hybrid plants. So they don't need to be so deep. Okay? That's why I'm not saying like you should go like 5 rulers deep. No. Please use 3 of them. So that will help you if your farm is very rocky. And most of these desert places, there is sand and rocks. This is 60 centimeter, 30 centimeter. So 2 of these is 60. So that means you will use how many of those? 2, 4, 6. Because this is 30 centimeter, up to here